Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to pilot a new series that I'm going to call Item Spotlight. Now this is a series where I try to go over items that are special in that they improve some aspect of the game, whether it be training, bossing, making mesos, or etc. And I'll do my best to show off the item and its abilities, the cost, and highlight the specific benefit of using the item. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's feature on Item Spotlight. Today's episode will feature a returning item that just got re-released in Marvel Machine called Lucid's Earrings. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lucid's Earrings are largely a luxury cash item that provides its user with a 9-second bind skill. This effect is particularly useful when it comes to endgame bosses, because most classes have a burst that lasts longer than 10 seconds, the average duration for a normal class bind. As we can see here, the skill reads Lucid's Nightmare, stuns 15 enemies for 9 seconds with a cooldown of 110 seconds. The other important thing to note about these earrings is that they have their own 90-second bind timer. Now, normal class binds, for example, my Blade Torrent, has a restriction of 90 seconds before the boss can be bound again by another bind skill. The only other bind skill, or the only other class I know of that has 2 binds, is Kana. And every class has at least 2 with the addition of the 5th job skill. Let me pull it up. Erda Nova. Now these two are unique because you cannot use these sequentially, right? So that means I can't use my class bind and then I can't go ahead and use Erda Nova to bind for 20 seconds. There's a 90-second delay in between the first bind in which the boss is resistant to all immobile skills. However, because the Lucid's Nightmare is a special item, is a special skill, it has its timer of its own. Therefore, you can stack your normal class bind and your bind from Lucid's Earrings for a total of 19-second bind stun duration. Now, to get into that again, for example, my Adele has a burst skill called Infinity Blade. Now, most people know this is a super OP skill that's pretty versatile in terms of training and bossing. But our normal bind only covers 1/3 of the duration of her burst skill. Thus, the additional 9 seconds, it basically confirms and realizes that that 9 seconds is going to be 9 seconds where I can damage the boss without losing time, because a lot of the bosses can teleport, go immune, or etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate these Lucid Earrings inside Varishilla. Alright, so now that I have all of my buffs, I'm going to go ahead and do this 30 seconds of bursting in Varishilla with all of these buffs, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and do this first run without Lucid's Earrings. So I'm going to get my buffs ready, make sure I'm recording, yes I am, and then I'm going to go ahead and enter Varishilla practice mode. On entry, I'm going to go ahead and place my 2 skills down while she does her early game teleport, and then I'm going to bind and burst. Then I'm going to compare that with the bind and burst with Lucid's Earrings. So we're going to drop down. She's going to burst. I'm going to pop this. Go ahead and then charge up. So once I have 8 stacks, go ahead and use this and this. Try my best to avoid Varicella. As you can see, all of this is because, I mean, ideally I wouldn't be getting hit. I would just be standing in the middle here and just going off. So you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and stop attacking. And we did I'm going to say about 2 inches worth of HP. Again, this is solely for the purpose of testing out, the bind and no bind. So I'll come back when my burst skills are back up, and I can do an adequate comparison with Lucid's Earrings. Okay, now we're back. All of our buffs are up again, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same procedure. Is to use my burst buffs, and then this time we will do it with Lucid's Earrings. I'm going to enter practice mode, and just like before, we're going to enter in with our shield, ruin, rain, and then our burst. I'll wait till we get in. Anytime now. Go ahead and bind, get into burst, pop everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop my Lucid's bind. You can see she's stunned for a much larger duration, but I'm stuck here, and boom. You can see right here there's a clear difference in how much damage I do, and if you replay this, you know, I'm going to burst probably around 10 or so times after the fact. I want to say I attacked a little longer after the fact, so maybe deduct a bit, but either way, it's a visible difference to the 10 seconds worth of bind that I had without it, and that's what I wanted to highlight here. But yeah, what now? Now that you've seen the effects of these earrings, I'm going to go ahead and explain how you can obtain them. Now currently Lucid earrings can only be obtained through Nexon's Marvel machine, which comes occasionally, usually about once for a week for every 3 to 6 months out of the year, in which this item has a ridiculously low probability of obtaining. I believe it's around 0.1% chance to obtain through the Marvel machine. However, because the item comes as a tradable coupon, you can actually purchase them from other players who are lucky and roll them from the Marvel machine. I recently bought mine for about 41 bill mesos in the server Aurora, and in Aurora we have a meso market trading price of average of about 18k maple points to 1 billion mesos, and I can go ahead and show that on here real quick. So I type in this. We can see right here 18.5 goes up to 19. So if we were to convert the cost of obtaining those maple points to NX, which has to be bought with real money, the 18 to 19k maple points would convert to 18 to 19k NX prepaid, which would convert to about 18 to $19 US. And with that pricing, we would average the price of Lucid earrings to be worth about $700 worth of NX prepaid. But yeah, this concludes my episode of Item Spotlight. Please be sure to leave in the comments what you guys think of this series, and please remember to hit the subscribe and give this video a thumbs up for more MapleStory content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Peace!